The Young and the Restless episode that aired on Thursday, July 3, 2025, was a deep dive into sorrow, suspicion, and sudden urgency, an hour that didn't need explosions to leave a mark. What it delivered instead was a slow unraveling of hearts and motives, the kind that lingers long after the screen fades to black. The hospital room became the still center of the story, heavy with the realization that Cole's time was slipping away. Claire clung to his hand, searching his face for strength, but it was Victoria who carried the weight of the goodbye. Everything they'd left unsaid now pushed to the surface, but time, unforgiving as ever, didn't pause. Cole looked into his daughter's eyes, pride shining through pain, and tried to steady her trembling world with soft-spoken love. Victoria's lips brushed his cheek with a final kiss, not just as a former lover, but as someone losing a piece of her past. And then, the silence. A silence that says everything is now before and after this moment. Back at home, that grief settled in like an old, unwanted guest. Victoria curled into the memory of Cole's favorite book as if she might find him in the pages. Claire found herself wrapped in his jacket, closing her eyes tightly, trying to make time move backward. But nothing could soften what had just happened. They didn't speak much. Grief doesn't always need words. In another corner of town, the air shifted from mourning to movement. Adam, feeling something off about the sudden chaos around arabesque and real estate tied to dangerous intentions, made a split-second decision. Victor wasn't answering calls from Nice, and Adam couldn't ignore his gut. Chelsea, supportive but worried, kissed him goodbye as he caught a flight to Europe. He left with urgency etched on his face, knowing answers wouldn't come unless he demanded them in person. Meanwhile, Chelsea's sharp instincts kicked in again when Holden Novak crossed her path. He came off as charming, a little too polished. Like a man who rehearses his lies in the mirror. She asked a few pointed questions, and though his replies were smooth, the pieces didn't fit. His confidence had cracks, and Chelsea could feel something darker underneath. She watched him walk away, more curious than ever about what he was hiding and why he suddenly seemed so interested in her circle. Somewhere else, the weight of guilt began closing in around Mariah. There were flashes of a night she couldn't fully remember, a stranger's face, and a gnawing sense that something irreversible had happened. The shame was physical, it made her fold in on herself, made her afraid to speak even to Tessa. But it wasn't just shame. It was fear. She whispered into the silence, asking herself what she had done, but no answer came. Not yet. Tessa, feeling the distance growing fast and uninvited, turned to Daniel. Over coffee, they pieced together clues, searching for meaning in the confusion Mariah left behind. Tessa's words were gentle, but her eyes were